morning, Francis.
Good morning, Adam.
It's so lovely to see you.
And lovely to be seen.
And with wine in hand to boot. Who would have thunk it?
So it's like I'm in the wine business or something.
Indeed. We are putting together wine pairings to go with your Feast of the Five Senses. We would love for you to treat this menu as a celebratory opportunity. Treat it as you would if you were sitting down to our paired multi-course tasting that we would normally do all gathered together. In an effort to make that happen, Francis and I have worked on pairing wines with the menus. You are certainly by no means required to purchase these specific wines.
Although I wish you would. It helps me pay my light bills and helps these fine family farmers support their habits. These are all tiny, sustainable, conscientiously farmed and made products. And so yes, please do, if you can, find them and support them. I went through deliberate efforts to try and source out wines that were easy, readily available, and in keeping with the Feast of Five and Slow Food mission, to work with responsible farmers and good winemakers. And so these are readily available, and you should be able to find them relatively easily at most stores. But, pardon my segue, Adam, what were you going to tell us about the first menu?
So our first menu is from Afterword by Tupelo. The chef at Afterword is a guy named Matt Harris. He is a fabulous gentleman. He is originally from the southeastern part of the U.S., and as such, his food tends to be sort of mountain specific in terms of being rustic and comfortable, definitely farm to table in terms of his use of local product, but he also adds a lot of southern touches based on his background, and that tends to be the hallmark of the cuisine.
And he's still got that twang.
He does still have a bit of that twang, indeed. So with that in mind, what wines did you pair with his menu today, Francis?
Well, I've had the privilege of working with those guys for quite some time, and they have a lovely beverage director named Paige Williams, who does a great job. She's come to farm camp a couple of times, and she's met a couple of these folks, and she would have killed me if I hadn't paired Buckland in here, so I'm doing this for Paige. The reason why I go with wines like this sometimes, the menu struck me as kind of a southern fried picnic, let's put it that way. It's very picnicky quality, burrata, tomatoes, fried chicken, pickled stuff. And so usually what complements that is wines that have really good acidity, but not a lot of manipulation, so not a lot of oak, not a lot of tannin, not a lot of, stuff that makes the mouth dry out. And so I wanted stuff that would frame the dish. And so this is the inimitable Will Buckland's rosé that hits Utah to grade acclaim every year. He only makes about 250 cases, and Utah drinks about 200 of them.
One of my faves.
It's a blend of Zinfandel, Alicante Boucher, Grenache, a whole bunch of stuff, and it's made intentionally. That is, it's pressed off, it's picked a little early, pressed off, allowed to sit in the press for maybe 8-10 hours, and then drained off to this beautiful pale color. And it's really bright, really fresh. Don't have it too cold, because as it warms up comes to temperature, it has this beautiful clingy quality to the mouth that should frame and brighten up the acids in the food. And then Carol Sheldon's Zinfandel, the Pizzazz, 2018, she crushed it. This has got great alcohol, great richness, really full-bodied wine, not a lot of oak tannin to smother the fruit. It should be a nice, kind of a grapey complement to the fried chicken. Should be a great pairing. I hope you enjoy these as much as I do.
Outstanding. Thanks, Francis.
You're welcome, Adam.